Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Today's broadcast is coming from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Canned Cocktails is perfect for your next game day tailgate party. Now, here's four-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Hey, how we doing, Boise State fans? I apologize for the delay today. Jordan Kaye going to join us in just a second, but first day of school for the little ones, and the bus was about 30 minutes late, so nothing I could do. I was on daddy duty today to get him on the first day of school bus, and it was late, and then what can you do, right? First day of school, so happy to get him off to school. I was at Jackson's early this morning buying them a donut for the first day, and I saw a parent walked by and threw his hands in the air and said freedom. So all of you that are also getting your kids off to school today for the first day, I don't know if I should say congratulations or it'll be okay, but first day of school, and obviously we will continue to follow their journey moving forward. But yeah, that made us late, 30 minutes late due to the bus, so I apologize for that. This is Bronco Nation News Live here at BroncoNationNews.com. We bring in Jordan Kaye with Bronco Nation News as well, and no practice today, no interviews today, kind of a little bit lighter day in the schedule today, but still a lot going on. I know Jordan's working on a couple stories, but your camera's shaking there a little bit, Jordan. But overall, Jordan, you know, this is Bronco Nation News Live, by the way, BroncoNationNews.com from the Cutwater Studios. Great show last night, the Tyson Degenhart show. If you missed it, go check it out. Taylon Green and Tyson were awesome. We have a clip we can play of that here in a few minutes. But overall, kind of a weird Wednesday with not much going on. Jordan, how's it going? Oh, he's not hearing us. Jordan, we're talking to you. Jordan, do you hear us? All right, he can't hear us for some reason. We will come on, Jordan, where are you at? All right, we'll kick him out and bring him back in. But as I mentioned, get your questions in, get your comments in. We have surpassed 3,000 YouTube followers, YouTube subscribers. So we appreciate everybody on YouTube that has decided to jump in and follow us. And we are over 3,000 now on YouTube, a huge step forward for Bronco Nation News. And we appreciate everybody that has joined and jumped in on that. So as I said, we got let's see here. What's the name for JK's new show? Is all okay with JK? Dennis says, good morning, Bronco Nation. Happy hump day. Matthew says, good morning. EMAC looking like he wants to be receiver one. Yeah, we'll get into that here in a little bit, Nate. No doubt about it. Let's see what else we got in the chat here. Again, if you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, we ask you to please switch over to the YouTube channel. That would obviously be recommended. We're trying to build the YouTube channel up one thing at a time. But while we are waiting for Jordan Kaye, I mentioned Taylon Green last night. Hopefully you all got a chance to enjoy that. If you did not, go back to the YouTube channel. It is available. Taylon Green, Tyson Degenhart, probably the two top athletes at Boise State right now, sitting down for a one-on-one chat. It was awesome. And a couple of good comments, but one of them was when Brian Harsin left. Taylon Green said he found out on SportsCenter And then the day he went to meet Andy Avalos, when he arrived on campus, he got COVID and had to go into the COVID dorm. So here is the recruitment and when he showed up and deciding to stay at Boise State. A short clip from last night's show. Taylon Green and Tyson Degenhart.
So, Coach Harsin was here when you were getting recruited, and then Coach Avalos got hired. What was that like, and why did you stay with Coach Avalos?
Yeah, for sure. When I signed, I early enrolled, and just being that whole situation, I found out like on Sports Center. I was like, what? What? That's crazy. So I was like, wow, like I don't know who my head coach is. I'm about to come to Boise in 2 weeks or like a week and a half, whatever the time period was, and I was like, and I remember Coach D. He was like the intern head coach, and he had like a Zoom call with us, and he definitely, like, his communication and all that was I definitely took a lot from that, and his leadership with that. And they hired Avalos here, and at that time what was crazy, I got COVID like the day I got here. So I moved into the dorms, then I had to move out the dorms, go into the COVID dorms. And so couldn't see Avalos or none of the coaches that came. It was really a crazy time, but just staying firm in my commitment, staying firm in my belief, and having faith in God and his plan, and just all that, and the rest take care of itself.
The rest did take care of itself. We'll try again with Jordan Kaye. Do we have you now, man?
I got you. Yep.
All right. We're 9:39. We're still pretty early in the morning for Jordan. I made him wake up early, and then I made him wait 30 minutes as the bus was late. So, but now I think we have it all figured out. We'll blame technology on this one. But you're back. What did you make of the Taylon Green, Tyson Degenhart interview last night?
I thought it was awesome. I mean, it was a chance to hear a lot of stuff that we haven't heard from Taylon Green. I mean, we've only talked to him like 3 times ever. And, sometimes it's got to be the nitty gritty of quarterback play and Bush Hamden and his running backs. And to hear him more as a person is fantastic. I mean, those are a lot of stories that I hadn't heard. I thought the story of Tyson and Taylon talking about their first starts was some of the most like captivating stuff, of just hearing perspectives of 2 guys who are, 18, 19 years old, both thrown into a starting lineup in the middle of the season in super weird circumstances.
Yeah.
That was fantastic to hear their perspectives on stuff.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We've had some interesting interviews the last couple of days too, and we'll get those up. I don't think I was able to get the interviews from yesterday up yet. I'm kind of saving them as well because you've got the stories coming, and we don't want to give too much away on the YouTube channel before folks read the stories. I want to get into what we've seen at practice. We're going to talk mostly football on this, conference realignment or updates or lack thereof, as I put in my tweet, which has been eerily quiet the last couple of days, trying to see what's going on there. But let's start with practice. We know you have been putting some of your thoughts and things on the message boards. If folks are not actively checking the message boards, we're trying to build those up. So please go on the BNN message boards. It's on the forums on the left-hand tab. Start commenting, start reading, start posting. I really want to build those up. Even like during the games, I'm going to be requiring Jordan to make a few posts in there, and I'll be posting in there. And we're going to try to really make that more of a community for fans. I know it's easy now with Twitter and things to do it elsewhere, but we're going to try to build up the boards a little bit and kind of be able to give insight, in more than 140 characters, during a game or after practice and things. I know, Jordan, you've been putting some stuff up there. Hopefully folks are checking that out. But interesting story that's up now. Folks can go read about Ben Dooley and the nightmare, as his dad called it, but a good nightmare.
Good nightmare, yeah. Some of the offensive linemen have kind of, shaved their head or whatever, and almost it's like a rebrand. I think last year they took so much of the blame for the 2-2 start. People thinking that Hank transferred because the offensive line sucked and no one could run the ball, and that's why Tim Plow wasn't able to use his offense because there was no protection. I mean, the offensive line got thrown under the bus, and I kind of felt bad for Ben Dooley, who's sitting on the sidelines as one of the best run blockers Boise State has, and has to feel helpless of not being able to help his team. And so he's back, and I think Boise State's offensive line is like in some ways rejuvenated. You kind of look across the board and there's a sense of confidence, like, okay, like, man, these guys are solid. I think we're good here. And, there's been some shuffling. We've seen like Garrett Kern at center and like a redshirt freshman, Roger Carrion at right guard. I mean, there is some weird movement already, but I think they have more depth in that room than they did last year and more versatility where if guys go down, the best 5 guys can play different positions and make it work. And so I think there's kind of this, this feeling of, okay, this offensive line, that they're not going to be the problem this year.
And we should say, and I think folks can read between the lines, but if one guy's expected to be the starter at a position, or you think he's going to be somewhere, and then like all of a sudden you see reports or see things that he's not there, I mean, just put 2 and 2 together. We're not allowed to report injuries. We're not allowed to report certain things. So, I mean, I'll just say, put that out there. Like, just read between the lines. If you're asking, where's this guy? He was supposed to be the starter and he's not there now. Like, and again, it could be something short term. It could be something long term. Who knows? But I wouldn't freak out too much, in terms of thinking there's weird stuff going on. It's usually not weird. It's usually like the obvious thing if a guy's not there.
Yeah.
We'll just keep it at that. So if we had some comments on the message boards and stuff, and some clips, I guess, that got out with Talon, and there were different guys at center, like you said, Garrett Curran, maybe not a Mason Randolph, and you just it is, we can say what we can say. Not trying to get us in trouble, but it is what it is, and just read between the lines. That's all I'm going to say on some of that. So we have some comments here. Let's see what we got. Amazing that we were able to snag TG10. BNN with groundbreaking stuff. Thank you for that. Jordan reminding folks that in 20 minutes, the season ticket holders will have the first opportunity for the St. Mary's game tickets. So if you're a season ticket holder, there's only about 4,000 seats over there. So make sure you check that out. Going to be a book. He's going to bookmark. Nate's going to bookmark that interview. He says in a couple of years when they're both in the league, it's going to be pretty cool to go back and check that out. Josh is posting left and right here. He says Hank held on to the ball too long. Plow didn't want to throw Hank under the bus. Yeah, we'll we're past that at this point. We'll see what Talon Green has. We'll see what Bush Hamden has in store for him. And by the way, without giving away any addresses here, I've got Jordan about 20 of these. By the way, how about the cool little Bronco Nation news? We're official now with the PO box on our mailboxes or on our letters. But if you ordered a Taco Bell gift card, or if you got a Taco Bell gift card because you were a paying subscriber, those are going out today. And I thought it was pretty cool, Jordan, just to show you the reach of Bronco Nation News. The first one here is from Hollister, California, Albertville, Alabama, Spangle, Washington, Payette, Idaho. You go down the line, Clarksville, Tennessee.
What?
Weiser, Idaho, Boise, Idaho, Twin Falls. Let's see what else we got. Orem, Utah, Spokane, Washington, another Boise, Star, Idaho, and Nampa, Idaho. And then I thought there was one more other state. Let's see here. Nope, another Boise. But we're talking Tennessee, Alabama, Utah, California. The reach of Bronco Nation News is pretty cool.
Wow, I was not expecting an Albertville, Alabama today. Holy cow.
And that was just one of the random ones from the last couple of days that subscribed. So your gift card is in the mail, and we have a couple left. Taco Bell was nice enough to give me a couple extra. If you're still interested, you get a $20 gift card to Taco Bell, or you can choose a free round of golf at Timberstone Golf Course. Just let me know, and I'll get that to you. But I got about 3 left if you hurry up and sign up today. Just do the yearly $70 subscription, BroncoNationNews.com. You get exclusive access to all the stories and things from Jordan, from Prater. Prater's got a column coming this afternoon or this evening. I got some stuff coming, and that's all behind a paywall. So $70, great deal. And we'll make it even more worth it to you. A free round of golf at Timberstone, or a $20 gift card to Taco Bell while supplies last. So hurry up and get in before we run out there. Perry says he used to live in Hollister. There you go. How about that? Rudy says BNN going global. These are all at least from the U.S. in terms of the Taco Bell gift cards. But the Taco Bell gift card does work, even though it's sponsored by our Treasure Valley Taco Bell stores, and we appreciate them. It does work at any Taco Bell anywhere. So keep that in mind, and we would hope that you would jump in with a subscription. We've already hit 2 Jordan K bonuses. You know, we hit 3,000 YouTube subscribers. We're throwing more money Jordan K's way. So we need to get about 75 more subscribers, and then we'll get another nice fat check going to Jordan K. So we got the incentive bonuses in your contract, man, and so far you're hitting them out of the park. You're 2 for 2. I may have underestimated some of the bonuses here.
I know. I thought some of them were going to be unattainable, and they look a lot more gettable now.
Yeah, well, I'm happy, man. If we're having to shell out bonuses to you, that means the company's doing well. So I'm happy with the way things are going. I mentioned that we're over 3,000 YouTube subscribers now. Before we dive a little further into what's going on, we're going to thank a couple of our sponsors, and I do want to announce that maybe we make Jordan get out for this. I know Jay Tuss is going to be there, but in our partnership with Lithia Ford of Boise, September 8th, the day before the UCF game, we will be doing our Friday broadcast from the back of a F-150 Lightning. We're going to make history here, I think. That's going to be kind of cool. Lithia Ford of Boise, the Valley's most impressive selection of electric vehicles, including the Ford Mustang Mach-E and the Ford F-150 Lightning pickup for sale or for lease. And again, you're not going to sacrifice performance. In addition to being quieter and smoother than gas engines, they offer impressive acceleration. I was out there looking at them the other day. Awesome stuff. Jim Sturka, great dude. And we're going to do a live broadcast from the back of an F-150 electric truck, the Lightning, coming up on September 8th. Hopefully you'll join us out at Lithia Ford of Boise and test drive one and check it out. More details to come on that. RowPaint.com, our title sponsor. You heard Leon Rice. He got his garage done by Row Paint. He's going to be doing some commercials for him. You'll be hearing more about it. But ROEPaint.com. Looking forward. Actually, I'm having dinner with Mr. Rowe tomorrow night. Mr. Rowe and Mr. Ridley, 2 of our great sponsors. They're actually both pilots, Jordan. So I'm getting them together to meet each other, and we're going to have dinner tomorrow night with our wives. And I'm looking forward to hanging out with some of the sponsors tomorrow night. So ROEPaint.com. Check them out. The one-day install on the concrete coatings. And Idaho Central Credit Union, they brought you the Tyson Degenhart show last night. They brought you that exclusive interview with Taylor Green. Check them out, ICCU.com. I believe Jordan made the switch to ICCU. I've made the switch also for personal and for Bronco Nation News. So check them out, ICCU.com, the best in mobile e-branch online banking, and you will not be disappointed with Idaho Central Credit Union. We appreciate all their support for Bronco Nation News. It's amazing, by the way. I don't get calls all day, and then all my friends that know I'm on the air or people at work always call right when I'm on the air. I don't know how that always happens, but sorry for the phone going off there. But Jordan, anything else from practice? I know you can maybe let folks know what other stories you're working on, some other thoughts from yesterday. You know, full pads twice this week, actually 3 times this week, but 2 times I think we got to get a glimpse at. But they'll have scrimmage number 2 coming up on Saturday. They were out there on the practice field in full pads again yesterday. I believe tomorrow is full pads as well, but it is I don't know if it's open or not tomorrow. I forget. I think it is. I think tomorrow's open, and there's interviews afterwards maybe. But either way, full pads. We're getting close to scrimmage 2. That's kind of when they set the depth chart. You've been seeing the depth. I know we there's some gray area on what we can say about the depth chart, but in some of the things that you've seen the last couple of days, what stood out to you? I'm going to say a couple of things real quick. Eric McAllister continues to impress. A couple really nice catches yesterday, and had another one that we didn't even see that they put on the team social media account. And then I think Prince Strawn has made a couple really nice catches as well, and I'm very intrigued by Prince because I don't think, at least right now, that he's in that top 3 or that we thought he would be in that top 3, but man, you look at him and you're like, that's an NFL wide receiver right there, man. And the dude's a freshman. I mean, he's almost taller than Taylor Green. They wear these weird pads on the top of their helmets now, so it's kind of hard to exactly tell. But Prince Strawn, man, super impressive. And whether it's the first game, whether it's the 8th game, whether it's next season, in the near future, Prince Strawn is going to be a major weapon for this team. So I would say Prince and Eric McAllister both, just their size, their physicality, their hands that go up and get those 50-50 balls. I've been super impressed with both those guys the last couple of days.
Yeah, I think Prince is going to be the dude who you're going to see like kind of sub in for either Eric McAllister or Billy Bowens on the outside. I mean, this is a guy who like grew up in the Bahamas, then gray shirted, and during his gray shirt year, which means basically you're on scholarship, but you're not with the team, and so you get an extra year of eligibility. He just moved to Indianapolis and was working with his brother, who's an NFL receiver for the Colts, and basically just put in the work for a year and developed like crazy during his gray shirt year. And so, I don't think Boise State thought that he, coming out of high school in the Bahamas, that he was like ready right away for the, college football. But he put so much time and energy in that 1 year with his brother that he's going to get a lot of playing time. He's going to make a ton of catches and have, I guarantee, a couple big plays this season. McAllister has been like almost a revelation. I think he broke out a little bit last year, and some people kind of saw him as a deep threat, but to see his route tree expand, to still see him be able to come down with those deep passes from Taylor Green in between guys. And what was the one yesterday he made? Couldn't even see the ball.
Yeah.
He is a guy, I mean, we talk about the loss of Latrell Caples. Eric McAllister might be the new number one receiver, and I don't think that's a huge stretch to say. With that, though, I mean, I think you two have to, on the receivers, look at Steph Cobbs. He's going to be moving to the slot, and I think the slot you're going to see Steph Cobbs. I think you're going to see a little bit of Ashton Genty move out down there, and then the Colorado transfer Chase Penry. I think last year with Davis Cutter and a couple other guys, we didn't see a ton from the slot. I mean, Latrell made a lot of his plays there, and behind him there wasn't much, and there's more depth at that spot now. The other one I think is interesting is, I kind of thought Amarion McCoy was maybe going to be the starter and the junior college transfer. I think he's definitely going to play, but right now at corner, it looks like Markel Reed and Jalen Clark. And Jalen Clark, a dude from Tacoma who I know the coaches thought so highly of. I mean, you just look at his frame. He's like a 6'4" lengthy guy. Looks like if he put on a little bit of weight, like that is the body of an NFL corner. He looks that good. Last year, I mean, he got burned a number of times, and you're kind of wondering, okay, like how good is this guy? Then this offseason, I mean, he has grown a ton. To see him now, I mean, he is contesting everything. His footwork looks a lot more polished. It looks like his technique, he's putting himself in the right position. I think Jalen Clark's a guy to watch for and say, okay, how much better did he get from last year to this season?
If you have any questions about what we're seeing at practice, Jordan and I have both been out there at these practices the last couple of weeks. And if you have any questions, comments, certain guys, how they look, and let us know. And we got about 10 minutes. We'll try to get to some of those here on Bronco Nation News Live. I want to thank Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. Check them out. Locations across the Treasure Valley, 13 in the state of Idaho. Shopridleys.com. Go download their app to get exclusive savings up to 40% on off your smartphone. I'll be heading tomorrow. Got an afternoon appointment tomorrow out at Boise Dentistry Code, getting a regularly scheduled cleaning with Dr. Miner. Full family dentistry. They make it enjoyable to go experience to go to the dentist. Check them out, BoiseDentistryCo.com. If you need business insurance, they make it easy at United Commercial Insurance, 229-8222, UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. 44 states around the country, they can write business policy insurance, so make sure you check them out, UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. And the Blue and Orange Store, if you need gear for that season opener at Washington, home opener against UCF, head on into the Blue and Orange Store, second floor there at the Boise Town Square Mall. You heard Mike Sanford the other night say he made a huge order with the Blue and Orange Store, and I saw him on Instagram today. I think it was Facebook with his sending his kids off to their first day of school, and he was sporting his Boise State hat there that he got at the Blue and Orange Store. So check out the blueandorangestore.com. And again, we're appreciative of them. I'm going to go try to sneak in one more round of golf, Jordan, at some point before the season starts. May not be able to. We'll see, but maybe both of us can try to get out there on one of these days where there's no practice, no interviews. You're going to be off for the next couple of days, so we'll have to see when we can sneak this in. But playtimberstone.com. They got new water stations. They got new carts that have the plug-in for your phone on them. They got the GPS systems. So a lot going on. They got Bluetooth speakers in the carts now out at Timberstone. So check them out, playtimberstone.com to book your tee time. And I'm wearing the shirt, Jordan, today. A week from today, I'll be heading out to Las Vegas. 1 week from today, Circa Sports. They got their contest going on. We're trying to see if we can get a BNN entry together. So let me know if you're in for, 1/4, 1/5 of the entry. I think it'd be kind of fun if we got some BNN folks together and we could all root for BNN, and we'll be telling you who the picks are for the Survivor League and stuff on the show. But it's $8 million guaranteed to the winner of the Survivor contest, $6 million for the Circa Millions. I don't know if anybody was watching Slam Ball last night, but I was watching Slam Ball. Circa is one of the big sponsors, and they had Derek Stevens, the CEO of Slam Ball, was one of the judges for the dunk contest last night. And so he's everywhere. Circa's everywhere, and we appreciate their sponsorship. So I'll be doing shows Thursday and Friday next week from Circa as part of their contest weekend. They're signing everybody up for the contest. And if you're in for 20%, 25% of $1,000 entry fee, let us know. We'll try to pull together a couple and get an extra entry in. BNN's going to enter. We're going to take one of Jordan's bonuses and put that in there as well for an extra entry. Maybe I should have put that in the contract, that the bonus could lead to a much bigger bonus. Should you win. But again, Circa Sports, you got to register in Las Vegas, but you can make your picks and play from anywhere. I know we got a lot of sports gamblers that watch the show, so reach out. Let me know. And again, that'll be next Thursday and Friday. Looking forward to that. And yeah, sporting the Circa Sports shirt today. So appreciate them. We got some comments, some questions coming in, Jordan, for from practice. Andrew Hutton wants to know who's handling kickoffs. Is that Jonah?
Yes. Yeah, I think it's been Jonah most of the off season. And I think we haven't seen much. Well, actually, now that I think about it, we haven't seen much from kickoff. So I'm not 100% sure, but last year I know Jonah did it and he kind of took pride in doing it. We haven't seen who the kickoff returner is, so I guess I can't really answer that. But punt returner, I saw Chase Penry, the Colorado transfer, working there the other day.
Hey, Nate, appreciate you, man. He says, just got my shipment from the Blue and Orange store. Got here to Texas in 2 days. Shout out Blue and Orange store. So there you go, Nate. Glad to see folks supporting the sponsors and that the Blue and Orange store advertising is working there. So if you're looking for any Boise State gear, there's nowhere else you should be going, the blueandorangestore.com. We appreciate them. Kareem the Dream wants to know, how's the tight end position looking?
I think it's good. I think you're going to see a lot of rotation between Riley Smith and Matt Lauder. They're two guys who really were not involved a ton in the passing game last year. And I think Bush Hamden plans to kind of use them a little bit more. Obviously, they're going to be huge in the rushing aspect just as an extra blocker. But I think Riley Smith and Matt Lauder are both going to have more catches this year. And then, I think there's kind of a battle for who maybe that third guy is going to be on the two tight end packages. Jack Beresford, Cade Beresford brother has been kind of working in there. Austin Terry, another guy. So I think there's competition for that third. But yeah, I'd expect Matt Lauder and Riley Smith to kind of combine, I guess, for 400, 450 yards on the season.
Nate says Emac looks unguardable in the videos with that size and speed. I think he's got a chance to be talked about to really have a big year. Dylan Dylan says Jordan deserves a raise. I agree, but we're a month in. Let's make him earn it a little more than that. But he is doing a great job. We appreciate you, Jordan. Is there a color scheme for the UCF game yet? I would assume all blue, but I haven't seen that yet.
I think I saw the stadiums and it was.
Nate says is the video board paneling and back logo to be completed by the UCF game? I believe so. They've got the pieces in. Cody Gogler was tweeting a picture of that last week, I think it was. The pieces are in, so I think the hope is they'll have that ready. I was actually in there when we were in there yesterday, Jordan, filming the interview. You mentioned we could see the blue there when we were interviewing for the Tyson Degenhardt show. If the Mel Luca wording is now up on the video board. They've got the side panels in where eventually the speakers are going to sit there, but they don't have those ready for this year, so they just put up kind of some blue paneling to make it look a little better on the sides. But the interior of the board is pretty much done.
Yeah, that's the hard part. I don't think it'll take too long to get the back paneling on, especially if they've got all the pieces in the stadium already. Yes, I would expect that to be done.
Yeah, a couple people asking about realignment, and I'm just going to say, Nate, Logan, love you, man, but he's asking about the Pacific American deal. Someone posted about it an hour ago. I don't know who you're talking about, but I mean, I highly ask you to click on their name and make sure they have more than 50 followers when a lot of this stuff's getting reported. I mean, there's just been a ton of guys that claim they have inside info and know stuff. And if you go search their Twitter accounts, they've been reporting different stuff every day for the last 2 months. Not to say I know what's going on or Jordan knows what's going on. We don't, but unless it's actually Brett McMurphy or actually Pete Thamel or actually Ross Dellinger, there's some MV something 3 dude that claims he knows what's going on. There's another guy that said this paperwork had been filed for the Pac-12 for Boise State, and I checked, and that wasn't true. There's a lot of people throwing stuff against the wall, Jordan, and seeing what sticks. I don't know how serious. I'm sure that the Pac-4 is talking to the AAC, but how serious that, like, people have graphics and stuff, and one of them even had like ESPN and Apple at the bottom. Like, there's no way they already have TV deals done with new leagues. I mean, that's all you need to know is, like, they would not have TV deals done in 3 days. These things take months to negotiate. And so I just I would pause a little bit and just check the source on where you're getting some of this info.
For sure. And I think, as fans, sometimes we don't believe anything until we see it on Twitter. But I would just say that every conversation that you think is going on is probably going on. I'm sure the Pac-4 is, and apparently Oliver Luck is heading that up, is talking with the AAC. I'm sure the Mountain West is still talking with Oregon State and Washington State. I'm sure the Mountain West is talking with the Pac-4 as a whole entity. I'm sure all those things that you're like, oh, they should be talking to them. Like, they should. They probably are. So yeah, don't read into too much of what is on Twitter, and then again, what isn't on Twitter too.
I totally agree. Does anything from? I mean, what do you make of the quietness though? We have heard you mentioned Oliver Luck and Mike Oresco maybe looking at it. I still don't know. I mean, I'll just say it. Like, I don't really get the AAC deal is not that much better than the Mountain West. A lot of the AAC deal is streaming. A lot of the AAC deal is yes, it's for a little bit more money, but I mean, they lost 3 of their better teams, and they also can't renegotiate that for like 10 more years. They signed a really long deal. So I think it's kind of lazy when some reporters just say the AAC has the better TV deal. That's why, like, the Pac-12 teams would go with them. Like, technically they do, but like the Mountain West deal's up in 2 years. Like, they can get a better deal than them in 2 years. Like, I don't know. I don't think a couple extra million for the next couple of years outweighs. It's one thing if the ACC wanted them and they could get 30 million as opposed to 10 or whatever. But when you're talking 12 instead of 8 or 12 instead of 7 or 6, like,
no, it's I just 9. It's
exactly.
12.
So it's a little bit better. I don't see that being worth the travel for your softball and volleyball teams and things like that to go playing South Florida, East Carolina, some of these schools. So I'm sure Oliver Luck's talking to the AAC. Maybe they do get some sort of Pacific American Conference where some Mountain West teams, some AAC teams and they become the 5th national dominant conference and they're in every time zone. I get it, but a straight AAC merger with the Pac-12, I don't think that makes a lot of sense.
And if you're like the Oregon State and Washington State president have both talked about geography a lot. And, if they were going to get that $30 million, Big 12 or ACC deal, yes, then maybe you sacrifice whatever. But if it's only $3 million, like, you have to start then really doing the financials of how much would we spend on travel if we were in the AAC? How much would we spend on travel in the Mountain West? And all of a sudden, the $3 million probably dwindles down to maybe like $1 or $2 million more. And the Mountain West is going to be able to renegotiate its TV deal in 3 years versus like 11 years. And just kind of the way with inflation and the way things are going, like, it seems like a good bet that TV deal would be very comparable, if not better, than what the AAC got. So, I don't think it's like you're saying, BJ, it's not as easy as saying, oh, well, the AAC could pay more than the Mountain West, so it's a done deal. It's like, well, there's so much more to consider. And I think that's probably why it's taking so long, is because this is not an easy decision for any of those 4 Pac schools.
It has been a little odd how quiet it's been. It went so fast, and all of a sudden now there's been nothing. And I guess they are waiting on Stanford to decide. We did see that the Big 12, at least for now, is officially done adding, which maybe brings Gonzaga back into play for the Mountain West or whatever league starts here. So, but something has to happen at some point here in the next few days, you would think. But I've been saying that for the last couple of days.
Yeah, I think we kind of thought that too. Remember when USC and UCLA went to the Big Ten? I think we thought that, the Big 12 was going to vanish within a matter of days and weeks. And all of a sudden things start slowing down. I think at some point everyone has to take a step back and get their ducks in a row and say, okay, like, what is our plan for any of this? And, I think it's not as easy as just, just continuing the domino trend right away.
And that whole one that came out, as Logan says, that the American would dissolve and then the Pac-12 would get lower shares and they'd help pay for San Diego State and
saw
Boise
that.
State. I just, I maybe I'll be wrong and that's exactly what happens, but I'm not taking it based on who the source is on that. Again, if Ross Dellinger, Pete Thamel, Brett McMurphy, Stuart Mandel, I mean, just if it's some guy that like people say, oh, he's usually right about things, and you look and the dude's like, I don't know, this time of year, the trade deadline in baseball, there's just so much of this stuff on social media where folks can be reporters, and we'll see what happens. But you would think something probably would happen. Nate says there's no way there'd be a straight merger between the AAC and the PAC. No way Stanford and Cal want to send Olympic sports to East Carolina. Don't see that one happening. Couple final questions. We're kind of mixing Boise State football and realignment, but Robbie wanted to know, Austin Bolt, is he listed as a tight end or receiver? He's receiver. He's a wide receiver now, and obviously started as a tight end, but he's back at receiver and looking good, and he's another guy that I've talked about, intrigued about going into the season. Rudy, we did get some talk on this yesterday. Both are coming along very well. The two transfer portal D linemen, Newton and Brown. Rudy wants to know how they're looking. We've talked to coaches, and they've been very impressive at the Saturday. Andy Avalos was impressive talking about the D-line at the scrimmage. And then we talked to Michael Callahan and Ben Dooley. Actually, Ben Dooley on the offensive line yesterday, but Michael Callahan was saying those guys were coming along really well. And I would say, and again, it's, we're only watching so much team periods, and we're not watching like full tackling and things like that. So it's hard for us right now. I still think I base a lot of my stuff when it comes to the line off what people are saying. It's hard for me to look at the D-line in practice when they're hitting a sled and going, yeah, man, they look super improved. But based on what we've heard and based on what the expectations were, I would say one of the pleasant surprises in camp, at least amongst the talk of the players and coaches, has been the improvement and the pleasant surprise of the D-line.
Yeah, I think, just yesterday, the second team two defensive linemen were Howard Brown and Max Steege, the freshman from Germany. So I think that tells you a lot right there, that these coaches are trusting them enough to put them in the rotation. What's going to be interesting, I think, for the D line is like, okay, you've got like 6 guys. Are they good enough to be able to run a 6-man rotation where you're rotating them every couple plays? Or, are you concerned about a couple of them and you have to resort to a 4-man rotation? That's kind of the question that I think the coaches are trying to figure out right now. But based on, what they're saying and stuff, yeah, I would expect probably closer to a 6-man rotation. And I think you're going to see Sheldon Newton out there for a couple snaps. I think you're going to see Howard Brown and Max Steege out there for a decent amount. But I think the starters are going to be Michael Callahan and Herbert Gums at D tackle and nose tackle, respectively.
Yeah, we'll see once we get into the games, and it's a whole different story going up against that Washington offense in Week 1.
Yeah,
but it at least seems like this one of the talks of the pleasant surprise has been the D line, and we'll, again, it's talking points. It is what it is. No one's going to say, yeah, our D line sucks right now. But I think that there's been Andy Avalos went out of his way to bring them up. Other guys have talked about them, and so I think the D line is. I think, as the cliche quote we've heard about 10 times already in camp, iron sharpens iron. And so you get the O-line, D-line going against each other. Certainly that's been a nice, nice surprise, or at least talking point early in camp is the D-line. So I know the last couple of days, Jordan, you wrote about Talon Green and Bush Hamden trying to get him to stay in the pocket. We mentioned Ben Dooley in that story. Both are available for subscribers. Again, $70 for a full year subscription. Just pay once, $70, be done with it for a year, and you do get either a free round of golf at Timberstone or a Taco Bell gift card if you sign up for that.
Is the $1 deal still going on?
We still have the $1 deal. If you'd rather try us out for a month, $1. Fall Camp 23 is the promo code. Just use the promo code Fall Camp 23. You pay $1, and then you get a whole month for $1. And if you like what you're seeing, it'll just renew at the monthly rate of $6.99 after that. So we'd love that. Those are the two options right now. But what for paying subscribers, or for folks that might want to subscribe, what do you have? What are you working on here the next couple of days?
Yeah, I think I talked to Alexander Tubner's dad and a couple people, at media days. I remember, kind of asking people about Alexander Tubner of this is the guy who, it seems on the outside like, holy cow, this is this underdog story. Like, what a fairy tale. This walk-on, really works hard and becomes a starter and is now going to be great. But he doesn't see it that way. I mean, he is like, hey, I am really, really good. I am going to play college football. My goal is the NFL. He is so, I mean, his expectations are not what our expectations are for him. And I think that's why he's become so good. And so, that'll be that story. And then, something on Michael Callahan. This guy is just super interesting to me. I mean, he's been at Boise State for 5 years, and no one had ever talked to him until yesterday. We didn't know what he sounded like, nothing. He's one of those guys, and I think you see it a lot at Boise State more than anywhere else, of these dudes will be at Boise State for 4 years. They've played like they've never started a game, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, yeah, year 5, I'm ready to contribute. It was like DJ Schramm last year. I was like, why did you stay? And, for a lot of these guys, it ends up paying off. So I think he's a fascinating dude to me, and is going to be a starter this season.
And then we're supposed to talk either tomorrow or Friday also with Kaye Kaniho, who has some family impacted by the wildfires in Maui. So we'll get that video up. I'll be writing something on that whenever he talks in the next couple of days. So a lot of exclusive content coming to BroncoNationNews.com. We hope you will subscribe. Again, 2 options, Fall Camp 23. For the monthly membership, gives you the first month for $1, or if you'd prefer the yearly membership, one-time fee, $70, and we will mail you either a Taco Bell gift card or a free round of golf out at Timberstone Golf Course as well. So we appreciate your time, Jordan. We do have a comment here. Somebody says, where was it at here? Vlad likes the way that you color code your shirts in the closet there.
Thank you.
Sign of someone who is organized, he said. So
that is
we got to get you we got to get you a BNN background though, or something. It looks like you're still in your college dorm room with all the
that's what my girlfriend says. It still has like flags. I got a dartboard. Yeah, it's not a very adult living space.
Jordan says taking the doors off the wall closet for max efficiency is a great mood as well.
That's how it came, but I honestly hated it at first, and I'm not mad anymore.
I've actually got that. I don't know if I can turn the camera here and show you, but the BNN closet here, I actually did. Oh, there's my light, but there's the same thing. A little peek behind the curtains here. I actually took off. I've got a closet there, and I took the doors off, and I've recently and was able to buy some shelving at Walmart, and we got a nice little. Nice extra space here. You can save a lot of space when you take those doors off.
Yeah.
But that'll do it. Today's episode. Appreciate everybody from Jordan's bedroom there in his dorm room, the frat house. We'll sign off for today. Jordan says Tubes will always be a legend, helping knock off number 10 BYU.
Sure.
Yeah, when Dale Skinner got ejected for targeting, and he came in and had a huge game to help them win that. Dennis says thank you, BNN. Appreciative. Another good show. Nice personal touch today from Vlad. And a lot of other good comments there. Appreciate you guys for checking us out. Again, James says Gums is going to have a huge year. Went from nothing to second best D lineman last year.
Yeah.
Sky Ship says Ahmed and Dimitri are going to make Penix Jr. run his life hell in 2.5 weeks.
They need to probably get 2 or 3 sacks on him.
Perry says, I hope we can hang with Washington and have a chance to win. When the stadium gets rocking, it's going to be scary. You never been up there to the Seattle Stadium, have you?
Yeah, I've been
okay.
Once. Yeah.
An ASU game?
It was loud.
Okay. Yeah, that was actually my very first game. I guess we can get into this at some point later, but my very first game on the Boise State beat in 2013 was Boise State at Washington. Chris Peterson's last year, I think it was 36-8 or something. Boise State got it handed to them pretty well, and I was wondering if I had made the right decision coming to cover Boise State after one game. But appreciate everybody for checking us out. Go subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, please switch over to the YouTube channel. And if you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button at the bottom of the screen as we continue to try to build the YouTube channel. So Jordan's going to be churning out some content for the website. We got some other stuff in the works. I'm heading to the post office shortly to mail all these gift cards out, but we'll give you a little time if you want to jump in. We'll add you to the list at BroncoNationNews.com. So have a great rest of your day. I'll be back with Mike Prater tomorrow. Mike Prater's got a fun little column he's working on, too, that we'll discuss on tomorrow's show once he posts it. But have a great rest of your day. Obviously, if anything realignment-wise breaks, we'll jump in and bring it to you. Bronco Nation News Live, BroncoNationNews.com.